Hello artists, welcome to Painting Level D. Let's get started. Alright, I have in front of me my messy mat and my experiment page. I'm going to go ahead and get my name on it. And then I'm at the painting level, I'm on level D, and then I need to put that number 1 there and that number 2. And I'm going to draw that line in my paper. Okay, let's see what we are doing today. Level D. I can mix tertiary colors without help. I can create blended colors using wet paint. I can add details once the paint is dry, and I can create textures and patterns. Okay, here we go. This is what we are doing today. On our play and experiment, first it says something about those tertiary colors. Well, Mrs. Nichols, what is a tertiary color? Let's look at our color wheel. In the last level, we talked about our primary colors, our secondary colors, and now we're moving on to these little dots of colors, these colors that are in between. These are the ones you are mixing today. So I have my level D paint palette, my egg carton with my 6 colors in it. And then this time though, there is a bucket, my level D tempera bucket. See, tempera level D. Okay. Inside here, I have some brushes, and I have my water cups, but if I look here, I have lots of different kinds of brushes. I have big brushes, little brushes, flat brushes, round brushes, all sorts of things. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab a medium brush right now, and if these little plastic things are on it, just take them off. All right. And I'm going to put that by me. I'm going to make sure I have my water cup filled up. Mine's really dirty because I've been painting already. And then I'm going to get ready to make those tertiary colors. Okay, so if I'm looking here at my color, I can tell how to make this yellow-orange here. This yellow-orange is made by just mixing yellow and orange together. The two bigger dots on the outside equal the one little dot in the middle. All right, here we go. Just like I did last level, I'm going to mix them up here. I'm going to take my yellow, my lighter color, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of scoop it out a little bit. Put that right there. And then I need to wash out my brush and then get off the extra water here and then dry it off. And then I'm going to take my orange, and I'm going to kind of scoop it out. I'm going to put it next to it, and again, wash it out, dry it off. Remember, water is water. You do not want extra water in your paint, not this paint. I'm going to take my darker color, my orange, and I'm going to take a little bit of it and put it in my yellow. I can always put more orange in it, but I want to add small bits at a time. I'm going to mix it up in that circle. If I don't feel like I had enough for like a real painting, I'd just scoop some more yellow there. Okay, it's kind of looking a little blue, but that's because of the egg carton. The egg carton is blue. And I'm going to go ahead, I almost forgot here, I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple shapes on my page to kind of fill in those tertiary colors. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in with this yellow orange. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm going to try my best to stay inside the lines. I'm going kind of fast here for some movie making magic, right? For the sake of movie making, I'm going fast and getting outside the lines here, but you're going to go slower. All right. Once I have that done, then I'm going to go ahead and make another tertiary color. Let's do one more together. Let's do blue-green. Blue-green is just made with, you're right, blue and green, the two bigger dots equaling the smaller dot. All right, here we go. I'm going to dry off my brush. Again, I'm going to put some blue up here. I'm going to scoop it out with my brush. And then I'm going to wash off my brush. I'm going to get the extra water out and dry it off. And then I'm going to take that green and I'm going to scoop it, put it right next to it like that. I think I need just a little more, and then I can wash it out, dry it off, brush it. All right, I'm going to take my darker color just a little bit, put it into my lighter color, that's not looking quite blue-green enough. I'm going to go ahead and take some more of that blue, and I'm going to mix it some more until I feel like I have a color that's really changing. Ooh, this is starting to look really cool. Let's see how it looks on my paper. Ooh, that's another really pretty green-blue. If I wanted it to be just a little bit more blue, I would just go ahead and add more blue into it, right? That's all I would do. If I feel like it needed to be more green, I would add in more green. If that happens and I've already started painting in my shape and I'm like, whoa, no, I don't want that to happen. That's not the right color. It's okay. All I have to do is wait till my shape dries all the way and I can paint right over it and no one will know. I can paint right over it. No one will know. All right. Once I have that done, let's talk about blending paints together. Let's talk about blending paints. When I want to blend paints together to make it so that they're it's kind of like from one color to another color, we call that an ombre or a blend. Then here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do wet into wet paint. Instead of mixing it up before I paint it, I'm just going to paint it right on my paper. I'm going to take a little bit of this orange. I'm going to do orange and yellow for my blended colors. And I'm going to paint just a swatch of orange at the top. I want to make sure I'm doing this while the paint is wet. I need to make sure that paint is wet. All right, wash out my brush here. I'm going to get some of my yellow here. And I'm going to leave a small space in the middle, just a very small one. And I am going to paint that yellow right on the bottom. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to move that yellow into my orange. And I'm going to start to paint the middle, blending it wet into wet paint so that now it's starting to create that yellow orange color. It's starting to do it. I'm noticing that some of my yellow, maybe it's not orange enough in places. If it's doing that and you don't feel like it's orange enough in places, you might need to pull the paint some more. I'm just going to do that by getting just a little bit more orange, little tiny bit. Look how small that is. And I'm going to start in the orange and then just drag it down into that wet yellow paint. I'm just going to drag it down and it's going to start to make that yellow orange so that I'm going from orange, yellow, orange to yellow. I'm kind of transitioning it. And I can keep kind of pulling that paint back. So now I feel like there might be just a little too much yellow. Again, I'm going to start in the yellow, get down my yellow paint, and now I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up into the orange. I'm going to pull it up into the orange. Now I'm really starting to get a nice transition. This might take me a couple times of pulling the paint back and forth with each color. So you're going to have some patience, and then you're going to have to just try your best and keep going till it's the way you want it. All right, let's talk about your mini artwork. In your mini artwork, you're going to plan using pencil. Oh, hold on.
Good morning, staff.
Oh, we had an announcement there, so we had to take a quick pause. Okay, so you're going to plan using pencil. You're going to paint in order and add your textures, right? So I painted in order here, and I went ahead and I did my blending, my textures right down here through the middle. And I can blend my wet into wet paint right there. For my textures, I waited till after my orange was dry here. Let me show you that texture here. That texture, all I did was, I'm going to show you on this dry shape right here. It's already dry. Let's do a little bit of purple. So all I did with that one was I just went through with my brush and I kind of like pushed it down into it and I layered the paint on just by doing this, just by like dabbing the paint in there. And then because this purple is really like it's showing the orange through, I would wait till it dries and then I do it again to make the purple darker. Okay, then I want to let my paint completely dry to add in the details like my pattern here. I've added in this V pattern going down. I've repeated that over and over. Maybe yours is dots. Maybe it's lines going across. Happy creating!